Well, I'm excited, Glenn, to be here. Two people instrumental in me coming. One, Jeff Walker, the athletic director. I've known Jeff for a long time. He comes from the Memphis area, the same as I do, and always had a lot of respect for Jeff. So that was number one. Number two, Dr. Snyder here was very involved in my coming, and I really enjoyed the time he spent and appreciated that, the time he spent with me. Liked what I saw on the campus, and from everything I can see, we're a school on the move up. And then, of course, the Indiana basketball intrigue was kind of a mystical thing for me.
Talk a little bit about what you've been doing the last couple of years, because you've been working, on the NBA level, and that has to give you a lot of experience and a lot of know-how when it comes to the higher level of the game.
Well, it did. I really enjoyed what I was doing. I did miss the coaching, the teaching on the floor, and the things that, when you were in Arkansas yourself, you saw me doing. But, I was scouting for Marty Blake, who's the director of scouting for the NBA. I had 60 games for him 2 years ago. This past year, I worked as a consultant with the Memphis Grizzlies in addition to doing that, and I was doing more note-taking and things like that for them, doing some reports off game films, and it was keeping me busy, but it was not the teaching and coaching on the floor, and again, I missed that, so this looked like a great opportunity.
You take a look at your resume, pretty impressive, a lot of big-time stops and over 30 years in coaching. Talk about your philosophy, because if I remember correctly, very defense first when it comes to your team.
The first thing is obviously going to be that we're going to really guard the basketball. I want kids to really play hard, play with some passion, play like they love the game, play with some excitement, From a offensive standpoint, when it comes down to it, we'll push the ball, but I want us to be organized when we do that. I want us to come down and be able to look at taking something when it's easy if it's there, but on the other hand, being smart enough to run offense if it's not, and take good shots when the day is done. But I think we've, being hopeful right now, I think we've got a chance to jump back up there and surprise some people this first year, hopefully.
Yeah, when you take a look at the tape, what are some things that you really like, and what are some things that you think you can help improve upon?
Well, I think we have some kids that are already in the program that can help. James Hicks was a very good defensive player for them last year. I think he had 6 blocks in a game. There are a number of kids that were, 2 or 3 kids that were sitting out, I think, can help us. And we've added about 3 kids to the program that I think all are going to be instrumental this first year. I think the biggest thing we'll try to do is put the emphasis on what you just said, on how hard we play and how hard we defend, and then try and really build a chemistry and have a team versus some individuals.
For a guy like you, what is it about teaching the game as opposed to perhaps scouting the game that really kind of draws you back in and makes you want to be a part of it on that day-to-day basis with those 12, 14-hour days?
Well, it's kind of like my wife, I think. She was a nurse in the emergency room, and you'd say, why would she like that? I think sometimes the highs and lows are something you kind of get used to, and I think at times you kind of miss getting hit in the mouth, being kind of silly. But I missed, most coaches that really like to coach like practice. And I miss practice more than I do game nights and teaching the game. And it's something I like to do, and hopefully I've gotten to be fairly decent at. And I think the other thing is, when you're scouting, you don't have the camaraderie. And somebody once told me at a basketball camp that the neatest or the best thing you can ever do in your life is be a part of a group trying to attain a championship, and I think that's true, and I really miss that camaraderie with the kids and with the group.
When you take a look at Indiana Tech, somewhat of a tough season last year, 11-19 was the record. Do you see this as a program, given the talent in the area and in the entire state, as a program that can take it to the next level, given they've got so many good factors working in their favor?
I think there are a lot of good factors, Glenn. I think obviously the location, being in a city, I really like Fort Wayne in the short time I've been here. Heard good things about it before I got here. But, looking around the walls and the building, there have been a lot of banners hung in here, and the previous coaches here had a lot of success. So I feel like it's more of a temporary drop-off than something that's been long-term, and I hope to be successful and to bring it back to where it has been.
Anything else you'd like to add, Coach?
No, good to be in Fort Wayne. Good to see you again, and thank you guys for coming out.